What's going on, guys? It's your boy John, the Liquidator, coming back with a major story. So it looked like WNBA owners could be forcing Adam Silver to dismantle the WNBA. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to New York. Let's get it. Let's go. There has been a lot of news coming out about the WNBA CBA negotiation. The players want to go on a strike. The WNBA owners saying we're giving y'all exactly what y'all worth. And as of right now, Adam Silver is stuck in the middle of it all. Now, Kathy Engelbert, allegedly, from what I heard, is part of this collective bargaining agreement. Word on the street is that they want Kathy Engelbert to be fired in the agreement. Now, we don't know definitively if the WNBA owners is on board with that, but reports was coming out that they kind of want a new commissioner too. Now, I'm not saying that's part of the reason that's holding everything up, but the WNBA owners released a statement yesterday claiming that they're willing to do revenue sharing. They're willing to do all of these things for these WNBA players, except pay for housing and stuff like that. Now, the deal that they put on the table it's $1 million max salary. Um, Regular salaries is around $417,000, and pretty much, I think it's a $200,000 incentives, which means that the supermax is probably 1.2 million or somewhere up in that range. Now, with that being said, that was the latest agreement. The women has decided to decline that agreement. Contact the WBPA, let them know that we want to potentially have a strike. Now, supposedly 3% of players did not vote for this strike. So it was like 98% of the players voted for the strike, except for like a couple of them. Now, some people were saying Caitlin Clark is one of the people that is holding out. I can't say that she is or she isn't. Nothing has definitively come out confirming that Caitlin Clark is the player that has not signed to go on strike. I've been adamant about this, that I believe they don't need a strike. I believe they need to figure it out and make sure they keep the season and bring us back to WNBA. The deal that they got is substantially better than what they got. They're giving them $200,000 more, bro. I think the max right now is like 200 and some change. The average salary is going to be $417,000. The max is going to be $1 million. That is a substantial difference, plus a little bit of the revenue sharing. Now, should the ladies sign this new proposal? Yes, they should. Will they sign it? I don't think so. But for whatever reason, in their minds, they think that they're worth more than what they actually are. And I'm here to tell you guys, they ain't, man. These owners are doing everything they can. I got red stuff all over my hands. Are doing everything they can to make sure we have a WNBA season. Now, I'm here to tell you, bro, it don't look like we finna get one. Well, one NBA expert went on record, man, and stated that, these owners and stuff, they tired of playing hardball with these ladies. Now, this is from the Lee Bart show. Hope I said.
I don't think Adam Silver has any interest in pegging it to a percentage at all. And Adam Silver addressed the media during the League Cup final in Vegas and said that he'll get involved if they want him to. But here's the surprise. He's been involved from the beginning. What he was saying is, will I go to the actual table? You don't need the commissioner of the NBA to be at this table at any time. But what they've done is they've extended the deadline first by 30 days, 40 days. So it's been a total of 70 days, which all you're doing is delaying a work stoppage. You want to get to that work stoppage because that's a legal term of art. You want to get to some sort of lockout or strike so then it can go to the next stage of these negotiations. But the biggest misunderstanding here is that the players in the WNBA want to have a pegged revenue number the way they have it in the NBA. And Adam Silver is saying no because the NBA owners are saying no, because that's not taking into account all of the money that the WNBA owners need to profit and take off the table to pay down debt that has been accruing over the decades of losses. So that is why they're not having a meeting of the minds on any percentage.
Exactly, guys. They're in debt, and quite frankly, they're not generating the revenue, the same revenue that NBA players are earning, bro. I told y'all this yesterday. I said when it comes to this proposal, it starts with us, the fans. If the fans are not engaged with what you have, and that means buying merch, that means going to games, watching the games, most definitely watching the game, because that ad revenue that the league make, each team get a piece of that. And if people are not watching the games to generate those large $100 million salaries and stuff that they see their, other players make in the NBA, it's just going to be hard to deal with, man, because they're not generating that type of revenue. It's going to be impossible.
Which is why the NBA is offering minimum salaries increasing like up to $1 million, because then you can absolutely chart and express what your expenses will be and then what your profits will be.
So, David, the reports are, I think the WNBA's stance is 15%. There is a percentage they're pegging it to. It's 15%. But the way they're getting around it is by saying, okay, and we'll have higher maximums for the top tier players. Mm-hmm. But also within that, we're going to take away some of the benefits, because all of these proposals up till now have had, well, this is 30% of revenues minus the benefits paid out like housing and transportation and all that.
Right.
So what they're trying to say is, hey, we'll get rid of housing, but we'll have the max salary be higher. And I was just interested, in your experience, how many times do leagues do that, where it's like, I'm going to try and cater to the elites because that's the big headline, and this is going to screw over the constituency?
Oh, it's funny, the union tends to do that more than we do, but we just keep a piece of paper and we put a value to everything. So we know the exact price per team to establish housing for the players. We know the exact price per percentage of ERISA benefits that we would give, which are retirement benefits. We know what it means for every team's payroll if the minimum is $250,000 instead of $150,000. So we're just trading off a column during CBA negotiations, where if we give this, we want that back. And what the owners always say is that they want to come out ahead on their columns. They want to get more than they give. So that's why there's no specific landing point to any issue during a negotiation, because all the issues are intertwined and you tend to settle everything at the end, and that's when an agreement comes. But until that point, you've actually agreed to nothing. Well, the truth is you agree to a bunch of stupid stuff that you get out of the way when negotiations first start, and then you get an issues list of like 50 items that are all negotiated sort of together because they move in lockstep. So you're really trying to get a landing spot for tons of issues, not just housing or minimums or tagging a percentage of revenue.
If the players are not going to move on a revenue split versus derive revenue share off of a fixed number, what is your opinion on what happens?
Maybe the end of the WNBA. The players will move. Yep. There's not going to be a fixed number. It doesn't make sense to me for the WNBA to demand that, for the players to demand that right now. I understand. The biggest thing they did wrong, they said this is their moment. And so they've put a lot of pressure on themselves to make huge changes in the collective bargaining agreement because this is their moment. What you try to do is make incremental benefits through the course of multiple agreements. And so I don't think they should have gone for everything they're going for right now, because they put themselves in a corner where they feel like they have to get it, or it's like a major loss.
What did you say on the front end of this?
He said the end of the WNBA.
What are you saying is going to happen if...
let's be clear, Dan. People are not talking about this enough. We talked about it on the sporting class. And obviously, John Skipper's involvement in Unrivaled, but you also have talked about what Project B is. You understand there are players who are getting paid multi-millions of dollars to go play in another league in another country. This is the moment. If you had any ability to invest and you wanted to start a league to compete with the WNBA, this is the time. Every player is a free agent. All of them want money and need money. If you have a well-capitalized and well-funded business, the way Project B may be, that could be the end of the WNBA. And I promise you that Adam Silver is thinking about that, and the players are thinking about that.
How real is that? How real is what you're saying? How real is it to be possible, the idea that because you're meeting a moment where profound asks are being made of a business by a group that has never been stronger than it is right now about asking for money in a culture where it will be very unpopular if the WNBA does what you're saying. How probable is that?
It'll be unpopular if the WNBA folds. Unpopular to who? To the large majority of the. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. If what you're saying that there are expansion fees paid and they're trying to expand and they've got broadcast deals that were totally pinned to the NBA deals, is that what you mean by unpopular? What I'm telling you is that if the players get too greedy, it will be the end of the WNBA.
I don't
and
hear,
that's not the end of the world for them. Because they have options.
I don't hear anyone saying, though, that we're on the precipice of it sort of collapsing and needing to reinvent itself. I haven't heard that anywhere.
Guys, this is the first time we're hearing about this. Y'all can check out this full thing on this podcast right here, man. Very, very interesting time for the W. Guys, get down in the comments section. Let me know y'all thoughts about this one. Keep them bells on. I will be back with another one. And until next time, man, shake the haters off. I'm out of here, bro. Peace out.